Writers, it's Friday, January 6th, and today I'm going to talk to you about Moby-Dick and Melville, a history. But first, I'm going to give you my overall opinion of the book. It was my favorite book, like it was Dan's, but I think I liked it more than everybody else did. I think it's because I'm more willing to forgive like rambling in books, because I believe in skimming in books if I don't particularly enjoy a section of it. So I don't mind extra information being there, because if I want to read it, it's available, but nobody's forcing me to read a chapter on the rightness of Moby-Dick. Because there were some sections that I kind of just skimmed and skipped over to get to the good parts that I liked a lot. And so that's my overall opinion, and I'll be talking more about that in later videos. But first, I really want to give you a history of this, because I believe that history is super important when you're reading and discussing books. So first off, I'm going to talk about two events that inspired Moby-Dick. Now, Moby-Dick was published in 1851. And the first one was in 1820, I think. And it was the shipping of the sink Essex. And Essex was a whaling ship from Nantucket, and it was rammed by a very large sperm whale, and a couple people survived it. I think there was 8 people who survived it. I'm checking that. Yeah, there were 8 people who survived it, and one of the survivors kind of wrote a memoir of it. The second event was, or not the second event, the second thing that inspired it was Moby-Dick. And Moby-Dick was a sperm whale that was albino, and everybody tried to kill this whale. Nobody could kill the whale. Like, they tried for decades to kill this whale, and nobody could. And so that's your basic history behind Moby-Dick. Herman Melville himself was a sailor and a whaler. He whaled for a couple of years, and he believed that nobody else kind of captured the essence of whaling. One of his motives in writing this was to make a book about whaling in the mid-1800s. And so it's meant to be partly educational, so all those really boring things you read about whaling and whale biology, and his intention was to kind of teach you about all of that stuff. So that's where that came into the picture, and where I do not mind skipping that, because I don't really care about whaling in the 1850s. That was important to him, so he wanted to do that. Another important thing in the history of Moby-Dick was that people generally hated it when it came out. Nobody really liked it. It didn't get a warm reception from the critics. They all thought it was rambly and horrible, and they did not like it, just like most of you. But it did survive long enough, past his death and everything, into the 1900s, when modernism began to kick up. And the modernists loved it. They were the ones who really turned it into like a great literary classic, because techniques and themes she was using in the book were things that were really important to them, like stream of consciousness and like needless violence. So they really caught on. And really, I can just like imagine Hemingway now. This book commends manliness and bravery, and for that, it is a good book. As a child, my mother did not call me Ernestine. And so once the modernists started liking it, everybody else kind of did too, and I guess they got the point more. They wanted to pretend they got the point more. And it is now the official epic book of Massachusetts. So that is quite an accomplishment. And that is the history of Moby-Dick in a nutshell. If you want to know more about it, have any more questions about it, just tell me in the comments. And I will see either Dan on Monday or Sarah on Saturday. So don't know who to say that to. So bye, I love you all. I'm so happy to be back. I think I'm gonna go around talking like Hemingway all day. The cat was black and did not like being held, but it was held anyway. I love you.